Raise your horns high and let your spirit flow. It's the classic metal wrap-up show. Feel the rush, let the loudness grow. It's the classic metal wrap-up show.
Eventually, I think I took those panels and I stuck them in storage somewhere, and who knows what happened to
So
it.
you got they're somewhere in the Dokken archives then.
Somewhere. I mean, so much has happened since we started. I mean, I did my Germany in 1979. I mean, I think I was 27, and a lot has happened. Good things, bad things. People say good things. I saw you were doing some kind of a chat room the other night, and I think it was you, and you were saying that Don screwed up Jack Russell's memorial, and I'm like, well, I don't know what memorial you were at.
I was doing a chat, and that was a post, and it was a post. Oh boy!
So again, though, let's understand. Let's analyze this, ladies and gentlemen. That post would have been. Would that not have been in the Facebook group?
Yeah, it would have been in the CMS Facebook page, which Aiken had already said he was thrown out.
Aiken claims he was thrown out or quit, whatever he did, and Neely was not in there. Correct? He has no Facebook.
That's what he says.
Supposedly,
that's what he says.
So somehow this supposed post goes from our Facebook group, which is a closed group of 500 people, to Neely somehow to Don Dokken. But you did not. I don't believe you used the word even ruined.
No, I said I'm afraid to look, and I posted the link to the Blabbermouth footage where it said I think it was specific to Don Dokken pays tribute or something to that regard, but. And that's all I posted. It was like I'm afraid to look, and that was it.
So here we get to finally come around to why his demeanor has been this way the whole interview. So let's hear a little more.
A great response. I talked from my heart.
Yeah,
because he was one of my best friends, and I'm like, Ruben says I screwed up. Why? So because I missed a couple words. It wasn't about singing the song.
Right.
It was me, Ben.
He's like, well, specifically.
Oh, you can see his face right here. He's pretty pissed.
No,
this is guilt. This is guilt.
Yeah, this is
guilt. So, but this is what I want to know. So
go ahead.
You gotta wonder, because I really do think that Neely is an exaggerator. I think he throws certain details in that didn't really happen to spice up fucking stories or try to attempt humor. He's not funny, but he tries to attempt humor sometimes. So now you got to wonder, did Don really say that about Jack, or did he say, I'm not sitting down on a stool? And Neely turned that into, like Jack Russell, well, maybe if I throw that in there, that will give the comedy flavor that everything needs to make things funny. And it's never going to be funny because it's coming out of your mouth. You're the Opie. You are Greg Opie Hughes of the Classic Metal Show. Nobody likes you. You're a fucking lame-ass dickhead.
Hey. All right, or Neely's. You're slamming the Neely's. No, I'll go the other way. I think Don did say, "I'm not sitting down like Jack Russell." That just sounds like a dick.
Well, he
Don
probably
comment.
did, but I'm trying to be fair and objective. I think he did say it, but
I think there's definitely guilt that his performance was subpar. And let's be honest, Don. Let's call it like it was. You were drunk. I believe there was contributing factors. You're grieving your friend. I understand that for sure. You're drunk, which is not helping the show performance in any way, shape, or form. And number 3, you didn't bother to prepare. Prior practice prevents piss poor performance. You didn't do that. You didn't bother to look at the words. So you said to hear, I'm missing a couple words. That's not the point. The point is you couldn't even sing the chorus, bro. We're not asking you to get all the verses.
With the devil. I've been dealing with
it's really one sentence you got to get right. I'm dancing with the devil in this house of broken love. If you had said that,
but he didn't say he kept saying dealing with the devil. He kept
dealing. I'm dealing. Which I think Jack does say later in the song. But either way, the point is
later on,
you're still not. You're so. Don.
So there you
just
go.
Mixed up, my friend.
You blamed Ruben. Got to the part where he goes, "Oh yeah, Ruben said he ruined it." I was like, Jesus Christ.
So somebody in the Piss and Crybaby group fucking tweeted Aiken or sent a text to Aiken about, look what he says, and then Aiken sent it to Neely, or they just directly sent it to Neely.
Yeah, I think that's probably it.
Who is in that group that would have contact to Neely, though?
Well, I think at the time, Drake in there. It could have been Drake.
Somewhere in there, he left. He got mad at Evil. He claimed. I think they're all in there. I think they all have burner accounts. Sure. I think they're all watching. That's my belief.
Yeah.
Well, I know one. I know two that are in there that are directly connected to Neely. I'm just trying to see if you guys are aware of who the two are.
Who, Mikey?
One of them, I think, would send it to him, and the other one, I think, would just kind of be like, whatever.
Well, isn't Mikey still in there?
Yeah.
Yes, and he's the one that I actually think has a little bit of sense about him because we'll put it this way. I've talked to Mikey on Facebook. There's a brain in that guy's head. He is subjective. He gets it. So he's kind of on the same page of, I hate seeing Don put himself through this. There has to be another way too. He gets it. I mean, and obviously I'm paraphrasing here to wrap it up on the Wrap Up Show.
Yeah.
But there's common sense with that guy. So there's another one in there that is a real diehard Neely supporter that is somebody that he actually knows. That's an old school.
Who?
Probably Sal.
Possibly, but also there's another one. Somebody who
Is Jackal in there? Is Jackal in there?
Oh.
I won't confirm or deny. I'm sorry, I got a twitch on my face.
Well, hold on. I think Thanksgiving's coming. Do you want to go shopping for a pilgrim hat?
I think so, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you want to go shopping for
So okay,
is that what Shelly Rocks has on here in my photo?
That's her Blues Traveler outfit.
Yes. Her Blues Traveler.
She's got a whole fucking thing of harmonicas underneath.
She's a John Popper of the CMS world. So we just wanted to prove to you guys, ladies and gentlemen, for those who are not understanding, there was a sabotage interview. There was the video proof of Ruben with Don, where Don decided to call him out based upon something that he was fed from your fearless leader, Wendell Lee. Which turned out to be complete horseshit, because it was horseshit. We never said he ruined the memorial. Again, Nate Peck carried the performance. Even Skinny Jeans got up there and did better, Don. You dropped the fucking, So let's move on real quick, and we'll just do a quick recap of last night's show, because last night's show is, as usual, a complete fucking cluster F of epic proportions. But I can only handle so much at a certain point in time. I'm doing other things around the house, but these are things I just jotted down real quick that I noticed that just they don't know what they're talking about. They don't make sense. We'll go over them one by one. Right from the get-go in the very first segment, Aiken seen concerts in Oakland, but doesn't know that it's called the Oakland Arena. Maybe in those days it was called the Oakland Coliseum Authority, but either way, the Oakland Arena was its own standing arena next to the Oakland Coliseum that had about 20,000 people for Warriors basketball games. You could see concerts there. So I don't know why that was so hard for you to recall. It's an arena. It's like a basketball arena. You go in there. I've seen Kiss there. I saw Skid Row there. I've seen bands there before. So odd that you can't remember that that's what it's called. Neely, do you think that Taylor's going to be off-put that he's linking up with an old friend who's now living in Crown Point and might meet him at the
steak and for a meal, for a kid's meal that they could split?
New lady friend. Now, I don't think he'll date her because he said she's 63. So that's
she's an old hag.
Yeah, so I don't know, but it seems odd that he's going to go out and have a cocktail and a chit chat.
Thought it was weird that you fucking told me that he said that this person's name was Mike, and it's a woman, or Mikey or some shit.
I think it was Mikey, and it's
what is that about? Is this like Barack Obama shit? was
Could very well be.
Neely hooking up with Big Mike.
Yes.
Big
So that was all a startling revelation. Then they went into the death of Brent Hines, which we should cover as well, from Mastodon. But for guys who know metal, they know nothing of Mastodon. And that's surprising because, I mean, let's be honest, they're like a Grammy-nominated metal band of the last 20 years. How many of those are there? All wait, not a lot. So you don't, I mean, even if you don't like them, you would at least be familiar with who they are and that they're on major concert tours. But okay. Then they go on. They say that Brent Hines was kicked out of Mastodon 2 weeks ago. Wrong.
No, it's been a bit.
That was last year.
Yeah.
That was like Don Dokken errors.
They've already done like some tour dates with a fill-in guy.
Other guitar players, yes. So I mean, if it was earlier this year, it was the very beginning. I think it was into last year that came down that he was walking out. But either way, the point is, so that's not 2 weeks, Aiken. Again, you're on the Dokken calendar. You think it's 2023 or something. We're well into 2025. That's number one. Then Neely goes on to suggest that because Hines was kicked out 8 months ago or 9 months ago, that he might have been distraught. And that's why he was erratically riding a motorcycle, according to Neely.
Because he talked to Chris earlier about motorcycle safety.
Fuck are you talking about, dude? Were you at the scene? Right. Everything on the media says she made a left-hand turn in front of him.
Right after it came
cars
out.
do all the time. Now, Brent Hines had an alcohol problem. I think we all know that. It's not like he didn't hide it from everyone. He was always hammered and very open about that. But we have no indication so far that anything he did wrong other than riding his Harley down the street when this lady made a left-hand turn in front of him, killing him. So to throw in that he was distraught over something that happened 9 months ago is fucking ridiculous. He's been out gigging with other projects since he left Mastodon, so it wasn't like he was lacking in work or places to play. And then he kind of throws in that this might have been a suicide.
Yeah, like he did with the potion thing, right? Like the potion thing.
Hold on. I want you guys to tell me right now, how many people do you know that have killed themselves, suicided on a motorcycle?
Dwayne Allman.
No, that was an accident. I'm talking about suicided. They said, I'm going to go rather than put a gun to their head or take too many pills or hang themselves like some guys do.
Yeah, or drink
the potion. Neely, this is as fucking fabricated as the idea that Ozzy drank potion to die.
The potion.
You're just, where are you going, dude? Are you losing your mind as much as Don Dokken? Because that was the most insane thing I heard of the whole night was that you think Brent got on a motorcycle to go kill himself. I'm telling you, that has nothing to do with the situation. Maybe alcohol was involved, but definitely an accident. It was an accident. He was riding his motorcycle. Go ahead.
I have it up right here. And in all fairness, he was thrown out of Mastodon or left Mastodon this year, but it was 5 months ago. It was March.
Well, there you go. Okay. So, but not 2 weeks ago.
No, not 2 weeks ago.
And not so recent that you would be distraught and climb on a motorcycle and say, this is how I'm going to kill myself.
No.
You're not going to go out on a motor. You got to think about safety. I just had a conversation with Chris 2 days ago about motorcycle safety, a.k.a. I'm not riding that bike because I don't want to die. But don't tell anybody that, Chris. Right. I got to make everybody think that I'm cool.
Sure.
The reality is, ladies and gentlemen, this is a common way for motorcyclists to die is the fatal left-hand turn in front of them. It happens frequently because cars don't see a guy on a motorcycle and they're driving their thing with their head up their ass. And this is a very common way for motorcyclists to get hit.
Let me say this, too, so that people understand this so they can't fucking put their bullshit in because you've made it apparent to me that a lot of fucking retards are in that goddamn chat room these days.
Right. Yeah.
And they don't
so
understand
we're told.
fucking anything.
Yeah, so we're told.
But there's nothing wrong with Neely thinking that riding a motorcycle is dangerous because it is, but there's no shame to also just fucking own, fuck that, I'm not going to roll those dice. The problem is whenever you pretend to be something that you're not, that
a poser.
you a bitch.
Yeah, a poser.
You can,
or like, I just a moron.
I have no problem saying, just for a little bit of history, my cousins ride motorcycles. One of my cousins got thrown off his bike and was in a coma for 2 months and almost fucking died and thankfully did not. So I have no problem with saying, fuck that, I'll never get on a goddamn bike.
My thing is this. If you don't know what you're talking about, say, I don't know. This is really hard for old people. I don't know why. I don't know why. But it is. They just can't admit they don't know. I don't go around to my son's 12 years old. I don't look at him and tell him shit when I don't know shit and say that's true and that's true. Well, I just look at him and say I don't know. I'm not. Dad doesn't have to have the answer to every. I'm not the Britannica encyclopedia over here. They don't know everything. So the point I'm trying to make here.
Are you sure you don't tell him? Well, you know, back in the 80s, or and then some bullshit
back in the
story.
80s.
So just admit, Wendell, you don't know Mastodon. You don't know when he left the band. You don't know why he left the band. You don't know what his mindset was when he got on the motorcycle. And so why even that's disrespectful. Throwing that shit out there, dude. Like that has nothing to do with it. The guy could have just literally been sideswiped on a motorcycle, completely sober, doing the speed limit in his own fucking lane and dead. And so you're going to make aspersions that he's suicidal and intoxicated and riding recklessly to kill himself. Why the fuck did they? Okay, so moving on. So they don't know anything about Mastodon, which proves they don't know. If you don't like Blood and Thunder, you don't like metal. Let Evil say it to your face. I don't care if you don't like Mastodon. Go put Blood and Thunder on. Listen to that riff, and if you don't like it, then you don't like metal. You don't like metal. You're not. You just turn in your card. You're a fucking pansy. You're a wannabe, like Wendell is. So go ahead.
And the other thing I was going to say is he doesn't know how to say when he doesn't know something. And he doesn't know a lot. He doesn't know what vagina feels like without a condom. He didn't know how to fuck his wife properly. You know, there's a lot of things he doesn't know.
He doesn't know how to pay his tab at the Quaker Steak and Lube.
Doesn't know how to pay his tab at the Quaker Steak and Lube. He doesn't know.
Okay, let's talk about something he knows a lot about, though. He knows NXS. He said, I love NXS.
He loves Chicago.
Well, you know, I love NXS, and I often find myself pulling up pictures of Don and putting a belt around my neck, just like Michael Hutchins did on the old closet door. And
erotic asphyxiation. Well, you know, Wendell, I like Rick James, but you'll never hear me go on a Rick James rant on a metal show because Rick James has nothing to do with rock or metal music. So everyone can have somebody they're interested outside of the topic we're currently all discussing. But the classic metal show really has there's nothing in classic or metal that says in excess. You all keep doing this. You keep bringing up Chicago, NXS. You shoehorn these bands in there whenever you can. And it has nothing to do with metal or even hard rock music. NXS is pop bullshit, bro. So there was that one. Then he gets on the Genesis Phil Collins, which maybe you could say is rock music, but it would be classic rock music, maybe classic metal. But then he goes down that rant and gives you a whole love fest about Collins and Genesis and who wrote what and was it Rutherford? I mean, again, they don't want to use that same logical reasoning for Dokken, but they'll use it for Genesis. And then he's going to take you down memory lane further, guys. And this is the one that really blew me away. I'm hearing about Donny Osmond and his 80s music, which Wendell knows.
As metal as it gets.
Wendell brought it up. He knew the song. He was familiar with the material. And I was like,
wait. You have to.
You don't know Mastodon, but you're playing me Donny Osmond from '86.
Now let me say it. What? Of course.
Well, it was a very sensitive time for him. He was sleeping on the couch. Roger was fucking the hell out of his wife in the bedroom.
What was her name?
Shelly Alonso or something like that. Oh yeah, that's right. She is.
Something about Shelley's. I don't know.
Maybe she'll make an appearance and tell her side of the story. I'm not saying she will, but perhaps we'll reach out.
So maybe we're the minority in the CMS world, but Evil for One does not know anything about the Osmonds. I don't want to know anything about the Osmonds. They're not even pop. They're like lighter than pop. They're just complete shit, dude. So why would you bring that on the classic metal show? Why is that conversation?
Because you're not seeing it. Donny Osmond, Gwar. I mean, these are like some hardcore shit. You know what?
Slayer.
I mean, after this, because we're talking about really heavy things, I want to talk some fucking the Archies and Oingo Boingo. That's what
because
I
I'm sure that
about.
there's so many people tuning into a classic metal show who don't want to hear anything about Mastodon or Brent Hines, but they want to hear about Donny Osmond.
They want to hear about Donny Osmond and Michael Jackson.
Oh, and then he segues that into a Beach Boys conversation because the Beach Boys are also classic metal. In case you guys didn't know, I mean, Mike Love, when he's not out with the Beach Boys, is known to sit in the studio with Kerry King and Slayer and finger pick a couple of riffs in there. Fucking idiot. And so then he leads that into the talk about the Full House TV show and the girls.
The girl. Oh, there you go. Fucking dirtbag.
They confirmed some shit that I have been saying to you guys in private for a very long time. And let me put it this way. Let me walk everybody through this shit. Full House came out in 87. Jodie Sweetin was 5 years old in 87. They watched, or at least Aiken watched that show when it came out. And, he had a family or whatever, so of course. But the questionable thing is, how are you going to literally watch this little girl grow up and not equate that to the same thing as if you had a daughter or your daughter's friends came over to the house? Because it's really the same thing when you break it down. You're not seeing this person for the first time as an adult. You're seeing them for the first time as a 5-year-old girl.
Right.
And these thoughts are generating in you. And there's a lot of fucking implications that are coming about. And especially with the Wendell and the 30 years younger shit. Mm-hmm. We'll put it this way. When they were getting hard over Jodie Sweetin the first time, Taylor wasn't even born.
Right.
This is why Ghoul Talk is going to come out in October. That's going to be our big Halloween extravaganza.
We're going to do a Ghoul Talk.
Ooh.
There's a lot of that.
Well, let's definitely file the Full House conversation under the Ghoul Talk folder because.
And then also, one of the things that was said was, and it was really hot whenever Jodie Sweetin grew up and she was all methed out, so you could have did whatever you wanted to her and she wouldn't have known what's going. That's rape.
Jesus. Yeah. Right.
That is rape.
Either way, it got creepy, so Evil had to go do some laundry, take care of some things, because I didn't want to hear about them oogling over some girls that were on a TV show. I was 10. I was eating a fucking cheese sandwich and watching kids on TV. I never even thought of this shit they're thinking about. So,
although I do think that when the day comes for Dawn, I think that Wendell's going to have the same interaction that Michelle had when she found out that Papoli passed away.
So the Full House talk was just obviously a CMS topic for the ages. Then they later after a break, I believe, brought up Plunkett's autograph, which we had been analyzing. Mr. Plunkett has decided to turn up the radio with his own version. Which,
and I heard that too. And I actually did agree with what they said about that.
Yeah, I do too. It sounds like the Fabulous Thunderbirds is his backing band, and he's decided to go smooth rock for this version of Turn Up. But but I will at least give them credit. That's a rock subject. The guy actually was in a rock band that toured in the day, and the Autograph is considered a rock band. So that's a notch above the Osmonds, notch above the Beach Boys. Who else do we go over? Was In Excess. I'll take that over In Excess. And then they get into the paid segment in case y'all didn't get to pay your shekels.
Well, hold on a minute. Is the paid segment not like the worst? I mean, there's nothing quality in that. It's just a way to fucking snake $5, $10 out of some of those fucking knotheads.
I agree.
It's a way of saying
I think
my business isn't doing well.
Yeah, it's a way that they need more shekels in their bank account. But I think in their water brain heads, they think that this is the best subject of the night. It's going to get the most laughs, right? So they go into the guy cheerleaders. Like this is some foreign idea they've never heard of. They've never a guy in a cheerleader outfit. So they never saw Saturday. They never saw Saturday Night Live
or college football. College football.
Yeah.
Will Ferrell.
But that's who Will Ferrell was put on Saturday Night Live many episodes making skits about, was the guy college cheerleader doing the cheer.
Yeah.
You think they would make a skit about something that's 100% has no basis in reality? Are they making skits about dragons and fairies and cauldrons? No, Saturday Night Live makes skits based upon real life things, Wendell and Chris. And so therefore there was college male cheerleaders even back in the 90s. And that's why Will Ferrell's doing that skit. Okay. You guys don't, this is why our show must go over their listeners' heads, because they're not getting the jokes because they're
how much time is even dedicated to the cheerleaders. That's like a flyby, like 2 seconds in between commercials.
And they made a whole paid segment.
Yeah.
Well,
breaking down that there's going to be guy cheerleaders on NFL sidelines with the female cheerleaders. There's already guys on the sideline doing all kinds of other shit too, Wendell. Guys holding table for the down guy. Guys kneel down to go run and grab the ball and bring it back after they punt it and stuff. Dude,
I bet they're going to be shocked.
There's a guy over there with the bullhorn going,
they're going to be shocked when they find out there's gay players.
Hey,
Wendell.
I need to tell you guys this. Are you ready? This might blow your mind. Did you know Rob Halford's gay?
Oh, yeah.
I know. Shocking revelation.
No.
I know.
Oh, no.
I think that we need to make an entire segment talking about that and making sure that we really hone in on it in a very compensating way of, well, I better say it like this so nobody thinks that I'm gay. Boy, ew, that's weird. That's weird. Ain't that right, guys? I've never looked at anything weird like that before in my life because I'm definitely not gay, and I'm super cool and not gay at all. Because that's how it comes across.
Very much so.
Here's the thing. The whole gender thing and all the gay stuff, that started in like 2015 or 2016. So we're already 9 or 10 years into that just being the norm. Why the fuck is anybody shocked by any of it?
Again, it's where you are right. Clearly, he was shucked in a cornfield of fucking Pennsylvania by a fucking Amish father who kept him in a fucking buggy and a wagon, only able to watch Matlock on Sunday nights at 8 o'clock after church. Because I grew up in San Francisco in the fucking early 80s, riding in a car with my dad, who was a police officer, looking over in the fucking Castro and seeing guys in assless chaps. And my dad said, yeah, that's where the gay guys, this is their district, their area. So, hey. I mean, I'm just saying, like, so for him, it's foreign. For someone like me, I've seen it my whole life. It doesn't even.
And you want to know something?
Is he afraid that they're gonna hit on him?
Well, wait. I want to cut you guys in.
A guy like Wendell would have avoided driving through the district, even though that was the way to get across town. And we didn't want to go through that district because of those people. You know, no. So.
Let me cut you in on something. This is another secret. Okay, you ready, guys? Did you know that when you're secure with your own sexuality, you don't have to announce it, and that type of stuff doesn't phase you because it doesn't pertain to you at all?
Right. Which was my point of, like, you know, if they do flash shots of the cheerleaders, male cheerleaders, it'll be a passing thing that if you blink, you'll even fucking miss it. So I mean, it's like, fuck off.
And
also, I thought that they weren't watching sports anyway. So what the fuck is it going to matter?
Oh, why do they care?
It shouldn't. Just like
they already made it clear that they were mad because people that were darker than them had something to say about something.
It can never dawn in his water brain that someone like me and my father, straight heterosexual men, could drive through San Francisco, not be stopping at the homosexual bars, and go somewhere across town to the wharf or to wherever we're going, Golden Gate Park, to do something, right?
Well, that's because
he would say, "Don't go there. There's going to be in their area. There's 2 or 3 blocks where they're on the corner."
Well, if I drive through there, what if somebody thinks I'm one of them?
I'm one of them. Oh my God. Sorry, Wendell. Unless you stop and get out and put on the chaps and climb in the stud bar, they don't think that you're one of them. They understand that this is a city with millions of people doing different kinds of things in almost every single district. When you go to Chinatown to get Chinese food, do you think that they're going to assume you're Chinese?
That's true. Here's the other thing I was going to say about that. Let's break down the mental health component of that. Because I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but people are going to think what they're going to think about you regardless, and you have no control over that. That's 1. 2, did you know 9 times out of 10, people don't even think that shit about you? That's you thinking that shit about your fucking self? And you cripple yourself with your own thoughts by projecting what you're thinking about you into other people's heads.
So, yeah. Well, that's where we are with the CMS, ladies and gentlemen.
Wait till they find out there's a black NASCAR driver.
What?
And he went laps around Las Vegas Motor Speedway. He may have put on Neely's helmet.
He may have sat in that car.
Well, we're gonna need to do a paid segment on that because I might have been contaminated riding in that car, Christopher. So yeah. Anyways, last couple of well, first off, again, I want to reiterate that, rest in peace to Brent. I don't know if you guys had any interactions. I didn't really have interactions with him, but I saw him in concert multiple times. One of the times I can mention one funny story though, that kind of does mention I think the dynamics of their band. I was at the Warfield one time. They were opening for Slayer, and Mastodon was the first or second band, but it was during set change, and the other guitar player, Bill, was talking to some guy who was staying next to me pretty close to the front row, and he clearly knew the guy, and he said, "Give me a second when I get done here, and I'll come down there." So he actually came down from the little barriers in between the stage and where the barrier is, where the security guys were, and was talking to this gentleman, and I clearly heard him say that they were hoping to get Brent sober enough to go on. So this was like 20 years ago. So clearly the guy, liked to have a good time. I don't think he was evil spirited myself. If you see a lot of the photos of him having a good time, he's usually quite humorous with cutting it up with his friends, having cocktails. So no matter what you might say about him and how it ended with Mastodon, I think he was a gentleman who lived life to his fullest and went out his way on his motorcycle doing what he wanted. I don't think it was suicide there, guys. So rest in peace to him. Mastodon is a good band. I don't care. Again, I think if you like metal and you just go watch them in concert, you'd probably find some songs you go, yeah, that was pretty fucking heavy. Also, just because I'm a huge fan of this band, I was telling you guys in the chat, big fan of Chuck Billy. Testament has a new video and song out that is brutal. Will rip your face off.
What do you think of that? It's more like that sounds more like death metal-y to me. The music anyway.
Oh, I think I think Testament though has always been able to walk a line from the most extreme metal to even at sometimes the melodic, almost industrial at times too. But again, I would have a hard time if you like metal riffage. If you don't like what Peterson's laying down there, you might want to get your hearing checked. So I'm just saying, this day and age with so many bands of their ilk releasing material, it makes me go, I don't know, maybe that at least that one came out and was like, whoa, that's a fucking, it's a classic Chuck.
But don't forget, they also went off on Megadeth again, which is a rehash from last week. It just more filler to chit chat for another hour on something that they don't know anything about really, and that they claim they didn't care about. They said both of them said they wouldn't go see that last tour. So,
and if you think about it, even when they brought up the Testament, he mentioned, well, is Alex Skolnick in there?
Yeah.
Like he goes right to the one guy's politics he doesn't like.
Yeah.
And then it's like, dude, Alex Skolnick's been in there for 20 something years now again, dude. What do you think he's checking out now? That's his paycheck. What are you talking about? So.
Right. Plus, he does all like a couple different things on the side too. He's got like that jazz trio and stuff. So I mean, he could do whatever the fuck he wants.
Other projects.
And you're right. He's kind of like a little vomit, like Tracy Guns. But even with Tracy Guns, if he puts out a good record, I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, and you can't say Alex Skolnick doesn't shred because he does.
Right.
Really, seriously. I mean, he's a great guitar player, so you might not like whatever about his personality or personal decisions in his personal life, but when he gets on stage for Testament, he does the job every time. So what are you talking about? Again, I think at some point in time, we do have to disassociate a little bit from all the politics or the personal things, because if we did that for every single band, as we're finding out, we might not like any of the bands that we really liked. We might find people inside each band that we just absolutely despise. So at some point in time,
but I love Dokken. I love actual Dokken, not the shit they've been putting out the last couple of years. I don't like that new one that just came out this year.
Yeah, 6 months ago.
This year, right? Yeah. So anyways, I think Testament's new album is going to be pretty kick-ass, and I don't really know if I have anything else metal or heavy rock related. I don't want to start wandering into genres like In Excess on you guys. You know?
Well, you know, we can always talk about the heaviest of the heaviest. Let's talk some Chicago.
Chicago, yeah. I want you guys to know that Chicago was here at the Brett Festival in Southern Oregon earlier this year, and there was one Neely type moment where I saw the advertisement and thought, as a Neely, should I be in the front row of Chicago going,
Well, of course, because it's
Peter Cetera! Yeah, are you going to play the Cetera material too?
Yeah.
But no, I thought this is not metal and I wouldn't have any enjoyment. And no, I can't ever, I think like Chicago is one of those bands my parents might have had on the stereo when I was a child, and that's how I heard it. But there has never been a moment where I said, let me get this and put it on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
I've never done that with Chicago. Neely does, clearly. Has exciting times alone with his Chicago records. But anyway, so yeah, we'll let him go to the Arcada Theater and, do whatever he does. I guess go see John Bush and whatever they're doing. And
that would be good to see, but they're only playing, I think, major cities, and it's not going to be Portland. I did go to armorsaint.com to scan the show dates just to see if there was a Pacific Northwest state. I'm not knocking them or doing anything, or John doing his thing with the other thing. If that's what he's doing, I'm not exactly clear how that's playing out, but I didn't see, at least on Armored Saint's website, any date anywhere near the Pacific Northwest. I have to go to Southern California or San Francisco to go see them. And who knows, that could, if those are well attended, it might draw interest, and who knows, we may see some stuff in the Northwest. I don't know.
Yeah. So yes, I think that's pretty much all we have for the wrap-up show this week. I think we've covered the waterfront. I have to pay a $67 tab to Jimmy, the manager of Quaker Steak and Lube here in Crown Point, Indiana, because as a Neely, I can't possibly let my brother skate away with his hussies, eating all those chicken wings and whatever else they serve here, fries, I don't even know, but yes, this is his number one spot.
Or race car boxes with
the dipping. They had the little broccoli to dip the stuff in the little ranch dressing. Yeah, he likes that stuff.
Because it's healthy.
So we're going to wrap this one up, and I'm going to give one final shout out. Bye, Ben.
Shelly rocks. Oh no, Shelly.
Bye, Ben.
Bye, Ben.
Ben, bye.
He's watching, and he's gonna go tell Shelly that I put this up.
Well, the internet gremlins might have brought the show to a screeching halt last night. I don't know.
Oh.
All right, y'all. We're going to hope that this week that no rock stars die. We'll start with that in 2025 because it's been a rough year. We've had a lot of people, rock star and famous other people just passing by. So keep yourselves healthy, fit, sane, take care of your loved ones. Stay out of the heat. If you're on the West Coast, it's brutal.
Yeah.
If you're back at Wendell's house, keep the motorcycle out of the driveway and the truck parked somewhere else because HOA Tom is watching and he's going to issue some HOA fines if you don't handle this HOA. And then I'll be driving out there to pay those bills. Neely, come on. So, hey, by the way, you guys want to read a commercial or two, Aiken style, to see if we can get some revenue? Black Rifle Coffee for all your coffee needs. The coffee is good. Drink it. Get it.
I was gonna do one on what's it called? I'll do one next week. It's gonna be on this new soft drink that I'm having. I'll do it live.
I think I want to read the Rumble one because that's he stumbles on the Rumble ones a lot. He's like Rumble Premium 10% with the code. He's like trying to search to say something to fill time.
I'll do Liquid Death Cola Tall Boy 20 calories. It's good.
So the commercials are actually becoming some of the funnier.
30 calories, total fat 0. It is.
now he's looking really bad, and I think we should point out. Remember, they were making. Did you catch the part where they were making fun of the glam rock girl, the lady?
Last topic,
and they were saying that her hair was all greasy and she looked like she stank. And I'm like sitting there going, "Dude, you're describing Chris."
Is it Hair World Jennifer?
Yeah.
Is that her name?
Yes, Hair World
Jennifer.
Yeah,
who they admitted they believe is on the spectrum, but
should we invite her?
Anyway.
Maybe we should invite her.
We should invite her. Well, I think it says a lot when they take shots at her.
They should talk about us. I mean,
right.
Yeah, no,
well, where's the video of this show?
Right.
That
they should do that.
No, that would be
Maybe
giving us any credence at all.
Ben, tell them to talk about it.
Jackal, lobby them.
Shelly rocks.
Well, wait. They could rail on the Rev / Metal Moose.
Right.
For years on end.
Mm-hmm.
And that was okay. That was funny. It really was funny. But still, much smaller show than them. They could rail on him. Right. They could rail on Talking Metal. They could rail on
Thunder Walrus.
That guy. Miles the Shoeman.
Yeah.
Natalie from Natalie's World.
Oh, yeah.
Jennifer.
From Jennifer's World.
Guys, like, okay. I know because you guys tell me that people hate this fucking show, but how are you missing the point that Wendell and Chris have been doing this to people for fucking years? How is this? Well, I don't get it when those Wrap Up Show guys do it about Neely. How do you not? When they did it to everybody, it was, you got that?
Right. Selective.
And they're going to pick on Hair World Jennifer, and to show you their true character again, they pick on people like, especially in the chat room, right, guys? Jason Lundgren.
Yeah, well, Lundgren was enjoying the Pantera show, like I said. Unfortunately, I didn't go, but
even there. Some of us are doing other things.
Right.
It's funny because you guys tell me that they fucking shit on Jason Lundgren all the time. I'm going to break the harsh reality to everybody who's going to watch this video.
Yeah.
Anybody that's listening to the CMS, like the actual CMS, and that includes whenever we tune in from time to time. I mean, I don't much anymore, but I will occasionally. Let me tell you this about Jason. That guy is living a way better life on Saturday night than any of us are. True. To that show. And that is just the truth because he is out actually having a fucking social life.
Yep.
And doing shit and doesn't give two fucks about what Chris or Neely or anybody is fucking doing. So, joke's on you. He's probably the most sane of all of us.
And let's also throw this out there for all those numbnut followers, bootlickers of Neely and Akins. Y'all seem to think that whatever's going on the show, that, you know, whatever sabotage is happening, that we're always hands in doing there. Everything that goes on, even if there's times where Evil's playing a gig, no, not at all having anything to do with the CMS, the chat rooms, of this, of that, the other. I'm banned from them. Can't get in them, guys. Wake up. Secondly, even when I'm not even out doing the gig and I'm not listening, I get messages from people, you guys as listeners, telling me what's going wrong on your show and what's going wrong in the chat room and how they're talking about all of us and other people. So it still comes back to us.
Right.
So we don't have to be the ones to stir the pot. There's other people out there who are 100% watching you all for the wrap-up show. And they're in your chat rooms.
And I want to say this. There are actual guys that played in bands that Neely might be associated with that have told us in private, and this isn't for me to reveal. We already read the email, but if this guy ever wants to come on and reveal his opinion, he's more than welcome to. But I'm just going to say this. There's people that know Neely, this guy being one of them, a few other people that confirmed you are dead on. That guy's a fucking weirdo. And I'll tell you right now, the guy that we're talking about that sent the email, pretty sure he fucking hates Neely. I don't know that for a fact.
Sounds like it.
Confirm or deny, but definitely not a fan of him. We'll put it that way.
Right.
So I'm just saying, it's not just us.
And in the end, ladies and gentlemen, if they had just picked up the phone and talked to either Andrew or myself and spoke to us like human beings, like they did multiple other callers.
Back in 2023, when that Dokken released that hunk of shit for real, I was told, well, you know how Neely is about Dokken. Well, take it out with Neely, dude, just take it out with Neely. I can't say I disagree with you. Just take it out with Neely. Okay, fine. What's the phone number? Got the phone number. Called in. And Wendell wanted to lie. The phone's not ringing. The phone's not ringing. Meanwhile, I'm putting it in the group, the screenshots. And even Chris was kind of like, yo, why aren't you answering the phone?
Isn't someone calling? He said, isn't the phone ringing? Is there someone on the line?
And what did Neely say? He got quiet. No, nobody's calling. And then erupted into, oh, I don't care what any of you fuckers think anyway. I have a show and you know.
Yeah.
Well, now your younger brother Evil has a show. We're going nowhere. We're going to keep doing what we're doing. We don't give a shit if there's one listener or 1,000 listeners. We're going to keep doing what we're doing and breaking down your show, talking real rock, talking real metal, pointing out the hypocrisies in all the bands, no matter who they are or where they're hiding or what kind of bullshit they're fucking pulling.
Or know them or whatever.
And I'll be honest with you, if I like Testament and Chuck Billy, if he goes up there and cashes it out with some on choruses and shit and fucking moaning and groaning, pissing himself, I'll be the first one to say, get him off stage. So, but I think Chuck has more self-respect than that. When it gets to that point, you won't see Chuck on stage. That's my guess. So. Anyways, that's it. There's a lot of you out there, but particularly this episode is dedicated to the Sea Hag and Brian. Ben. It was Ben. That's what they told me. Ben. Sorry, I'm getting the names fucked up. Ben, Jackal, and Sea Hag. 3 prime people who suck up to Neely's bullshit because they're vapid and have nothing happening in their own lives. So, bye.
Bye, kids.
Raise your horns high.